To fix the halo in this photograph, I'm going to duplicate the layer with cleanup. I can call this layer so it will be clear what we have done here. Cleanup. Okay. Having this layer selected, I'm hitting Command J on my keyboard, and that way I have duplicated it. And now it's called Cleanup Copy. I want to change the name of this layer to Halo. Okay. So in order to fix the halo, we need to change blend mode of this layer to darken. So having the top layer selected, I'm changing blend mode from here. I just have to select darken. Okay. Now we need to zoom in on our image and start working on the edge of the branch. So all I need to do now is to work with a stamp tool as well. So I'm hitting S on the keyboard. Let's zoom in a little bit more. And all I need to do is I will be sampling from the sky and painting all the way over the edge to get rid of this white stroke. Let me show you how it's going to work. So I have the Alt key pressed and I'm holding it, sampling pixels from here, releasing and just painting over the edge. As you can see, that way I have removed the halo. So basically, during this process, we have to sample all the way dynamically. I'm just painting over the edge, sampling again from the area outside the branch and moving further. In order to move the photograph, I'm pressing the space bar. When the space bar key is pressed, you can see that the cursor changes from the current tool. In this case, it is the stamp tool, and it changes to this little hand icon. That way I can drag and move my image. It's very helpful when we are working with techniques such as stamping, especially when we are working on the close-up, when we zoom in on the image. So let's quickly, no, I went too far, so let's decrease size of the brush. Let's quickly move all the way and let's get rid of this white halo. Don't worry if you paint over the branch, it's not a problem. However, size of the brush has to be properly adjusted. If it's too small, the process is much more time consuming, but when it's too large, we can run into an issue of sampling from wrong part of the image, sampling the pixels and painting with the pixels that shouldn't be used. So need to be careful, and it's very simple operation. It just takes a lot of practice. Oh, I need to get back, so Alt Command Z. Okay. As you can see, when I'm sampling not only from the sky, but if in the sampling area by chance I get piece of the branch, like now, I'm not actually fixing anything, I'm adding new problem. But in case of this image, this branch is a pretty simple shape. Since we have only one element like that, it would be much more complicated to fix. We would have to use a different method if we had more elements like this crossing with each other, covering themselves. So in this case, this method is very effective. Here, to fix this inner area, I need to decrease size of the brush, sample from the middle and precisely target those parts with the white halo. Okay, a little bit left here. Okay. The white stroke was much stronger visible when I zoomed in on the image. However, it's always a problem that needs to be fixed. We cannot ignore it, because if you would print the picture, you don't need to zoom in, it would be immediately visible and it will basically ruin all your efforts. Even if you manage to create some nice contrast, if you manage to work on details in the image, if you don't fix this halo, it's not going to add for sure to the final result. So it's very simple. It takes a little bit of time, but for sure it's worth it, and it's definitely needed in case of this picture. As the model is positioned perfectly in the center of the photograph and our eyes are drawn to her face, to her profile, and unfortunately this white halo, the white strong, goes all the way around her face. So the same way as I was working with the branch, I'm going to remove the halo from here. I'm decreasing size of the brush because I need to be really precise here when working on her face. Okay, the same here with the chin. Okay, so let's move a little bit down. Now I can get back to bigger stamp tool, bigger size, and just move over the edge with top of her head. Let's zoom out. Okay. So the halo was removed. We got rid of the problem from our image. Maybe we can fix a little bit more here. Okay. Let's now go quickly over the line of horizon, so I can increase size of the brush, sampling from the sky and just moving quickly and removing the halo from the place when the rocks are meeting the sky. Let's zoom out again and in. Okay. This method is very simple. All you need to remember is just to change the blending mode of the layer to darken. It wouldn't work if you had the blending mode left as a default, as normal. You would very quickly notice that the method is not working. So all you need to do is duplicate the layer with halo and change the blend mode to darken, and then work with a stamp. Okay, so we got rid of the halo from this part of the image. Now let's very quickly move over the horizon line. When the line is horizontal, when the line is straight, either horizontal or vertical, there is no need to repeat sampling because we are working with the aligned mode, so the sampling is aligned with the cursor. When I'm moving cursor along the edge, Photoshop samples dynamically pixels from the area where we see the cross cursor. Okay. So that way we have removed the halo from our image and we are ready to work further on this edit. Let's move ahead to the next lecture.